pan this out so I can see myself. Promise I'm not narcissistic. Yes, sir. You see, I got a fresh haircut. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? All right, let's get started. Someone is going to tell you no. Sorry, you're just not like that all the time. Someone is going to tell you no. And maybe someone already did tell you no this week. Now, I'm about to tell you what no one is telling you. No is data, and we got to treat it as such. So in this video, I'm about to go into how to redirect the energy from someone telling you no to yourself, to your business, to your product. That no should not stop you dead in your tracks and have you lying dead in the water. Let's get into it. Now, some of you might be like, oh, well, sometimes no does mean like I should just give up. That means my product sucks. That means she doesn't like me. That means X, Y, and Z. Hold on to that, because in a few minutes, I'm going to make that exact same case for you, stronger than even you would probably make it for yourself, and then still continue to debunk it. And I'm going to show you why it still doesn't mean what you think it means. All right, so what is no? We got to define what a no really means. First of all, no means no. But no is also information about one person's interest. That means that one person is not interested in you, your product, your business, your service. She tells you no, move on. That's one person. If someone doesn't agree with your vision and says, no, that's not a good idea, that is information about one person's interest. That is not your interest. And to top it off, that's just their interest on that specific day. What no is not is, what it is not is information. What it is not is a verdict on your worth. The worth of your vision, the worth of your product, the worth of your services. One person's no does not dictate the verdict on your worth, your vision, or your business. If they're not interested, fine. That is information that they gave to you. It is not information about yourself and your worth. And somewhere out there, there is a person who will give you a full yes, a full body yes to exactly what you do. However, someone out there will tell you yes. Someone out there is actually waiting for you to get to where they're at so you can pop that question for them, and then they say, yes, I'm actually interested in you, your product, your service, your vision, etc. But if you stop before you get to that one person, that person will never find you, that person will never find your business, that person will never find your services. Why would you stop before you find the opportunity that is right for you? Let's be honest with ourselves here. When was the last time that someone told you no? And what did you do after that? Did you go back and repurpose, realign, re-evaluate what they told you no about? And what I mean by that is, did you adjust your system? Did you do that? Or did you, after they told you no, did you adjust your system? Did you reevaluate? Did you say, oh, maybe I should try this, or maybe I should do this, or maybe I should implement this, so because that's what they said no about? Did you do nothing, which is also a great source, which is also a good step forward, because if someone tells you no, that is their opinion, their thoughts. That does not mean you have to change anything, right? Or did you quietly adjust your opinion of yourself? And this is what we absolutely do not want to do. Did you take their opinion and be like, man, maybe I am not worthy. Maybe I do need to do more work before doing this. Maybe this plan, this vision isn't good enough. Maybe I'm not a handsome guy. No, don't adjust your opinion of yourself. Adjust your system when you get the data points of no. Or do nothing and keep being the confident version of yourself. Overall, what your system needs is a backing of you. And the only way that you will be able to provide a proper backing to that system is if you have a conscious belief in what you're doing. Because here's where a lot of people mess up and get wrong. They start doing too much of this and not doing enough of this. And when you start just downgrading the opinion of yourself and how you're operating and how you're doing things, you just start downgrading, diminishing yourself based off of other people's knows, what other people's interests are, then your system just falls apart. Your system breaks. What you want to do is take those inputs that you're getting, those no's, those data points, and say, okay, how can I improve this? How can, or first, no. First thing, ask if it's a reasonable no. Some people will just straight up tell you no for no other good reason than they just wanted to tell you no. Does that help you out? Do you need to take that no and start diminishing yourself or changing your product? Do any of these two things? No, especially not changing the opinion of yourself. But if it's not a reasonable no, then why would you adjust your system in the first place? If it's not a reasonable no, don't adjust your system. Just keep moving forward until you get a no that makes you think and it makes you like, oh, maybe I should try this. Maybe I should add an umbrella to the roof of my car. Ask if it's a reasonable no. After you determine it's a reasonable no or not, that's when you adjust your system. If and only if it is reasonable. So the second step, adjust the system, right? Ask if it's a reasonable no. If not, that's cool. Keep moving forward. Keep pushing forward. If it is a reasonable no, figure out if there's any way if you can adjust your system to improve it based on that no, right? And then after you do that, we go to step 3, which is try again. So you get a no. First thing you do, ask if it was a reasonable no. Could you have even done anything about it? Yes? Okay. Adjust the system. What are you doing? What in your system can you change to make it better? Do not adjust your opinion of yourself. And then 3, try again. And that is the 3 best things to do right after receiving a no. Let me give y'all an example. Let's say I go up and I approach a woman, right? And I'm like, hey, I think you're cute. I think you're beautiful. Can I get to know you? And she says, no. I wouldn't do this, by the way, because I have a girlfriend now. But she says no, right? Okay. I could ask her why. Let's say in this hypothetical situation, I ask her why. She says, because you are short. I'm 5'5". Yes, I am short. But is this a reasonable no? Ask if it's a reasonable no. No, because I can't do anything to change that. And me personally, I'm not going to go get surgery to be 6 foot. So it's not a reasonable no. So what do? I keep going about my day. Skip step 2, straight to step 3. Try again. Now, let's say her reason was, you're not fit. Ooh, not fit. You're not fit, you're not fit, you don't got it going on for yourself. I would take that input, right? Is it a reasonable no? To me, in this scenario, yes, I would consider that a reasonable no, right? It wasn't just like something I couldn't change at all, right? They said, you're not fit. I like someone that is just a little more fit, right? They say that. Then I'm like, okay, adjust the system. Maybe you want to work out more consistently. If it is something that you value, something that you already want to do, you could take that input and be like, okay, maybe I should be more fit. Not for the one person. This is what a lot of people get wrong. They think because that one person told you no, and this is the reason why, that you need to now implement into your system to go back to the person and be like, hey, my business now offers this, or hey, I now look like this, or hey, I now have this capability. Do you want to tell me yes now? No, it's not about going back to the person. It's about adjusting your system, right? So that you can try again and then succeed. Now, a lot of times after you adjust the system, they say no, not fit. I adjust the system. Then I try again, right? Bam. Eventually, the person that told you no, they might come back after you try again. A lot of times, after you adjust the system, that person may come back and be like, hey, this system is really good now. I like it. I want to tell you yes. I want to give you my business. I want to now go on a date with you. I want to do X, Y, and Z things because you tailored the system or you adjusted the system and you improved it. Now, in this scenario, I'm just talking about you as a person, me as a person, but this goes for businesses. This goes for personal life. This goes for like day-to-day interactions with pretty much anything. If you're not getting something that you like out of something, if it is yours, you can probably adjust the system for it and get something that is desirable, right? Now, yeah, that's just my quick example of ask if it's a reasonable no, adjust the system, then try again. All right, now, like how I promised, let me give the other side of the argument a chance and say that yes, there have been lots of people that do not listen to no at all. They say, you know what, no. Like, okay, I gotta know, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep going, pushing forward. I'm gonna just keep moving forward. There's people that have lost a lot of money that way, that just after receiving a no, and they really believe in the system and their plan. And I'll tell you where they went wrong. It's not that the system is bad. No, that is not the case. It's not because the system is bad that it just failed, right? Or it's not that their vision is bad, that it failed, right? Here's why they failed. It lacked feedback. Systems a lot of time don't fail because it's a bad plan, it's a bad vision, it's a bad whatever. Systems fail a lot of times because it lacks feedback. If you have a vision, if you have a process of how you like to do things and you get a no on it, or you have a business plan and you get a lot of no's on it, and you keep going and you keep pushing forward, you really believe on it, but you get a lot of no's for it, that does not diminish the value and what your personal opinion of your business vision plan of whatever it should be. But what you should be doing is taking all of those no's and figuring out why those people are saying no. And once you start doing that, you start taking that feedback that you're getting and implementing it back into your idea. How can you make it better? And then when you start doing that, that is when your idea will take shape, it will take form, it will start coming from your head and start being in the real realm of things. So you got to take the feedback, because if you're not taking the feedback and you just keep inputting and trusting the process, trusting the process, that works very slim. You have to input, trust the process, get the feedback, input better results, trust the process, get the feedback, input better results, trust the process, get the feedback. Right? Because eventually, if you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and you keep getting the bad results from it, all you're doing is this to your system: garbage in, garbage out. And what you're doing is you're getting the garbage in, you're getting the garbage in. So what you're doing is you're getting the garbage in, getting garbage out, you're putting garbage back in, getting garbage back out, garbage back in, garbage back out. Not because the system is bad, it's just because you're not adjusting the system. So what it should look like is you're starting out, garbage in, you get garbage out, figure out what's garbage, what's not, put better product in, get a little bit better product out, still garbage, system, trusting system though, put garbage, more valuable input in, more valuable output out, value in, value out, garbage in, garbage out, good input in, good output out. That's what you want to get to. So what you want to get to is, where you're probably going to start is garbage in, garbage out. Where you want to get to is value in, value out. So how do you get from garbage in, garbage out to value in, value out? It's by taking the no as data, whatever you want to call it, and saying, hey, this is how we're going to start putting stuff in. This is how we get more value in. And this is what we should be doing to our system to improve what we're getting out of it. Because you could be putting good stuff in, value in, and getting garbage out. Now you got to figure out, why are you getting garbage out, right? Or you could be putting garbage in and getting value out. That's a $1 million thing right there. If you come up with something like that, you don't need me. You're doing good. All right. So So I'm gonna give you this one last piece of advice, and I saw it on a video. I forget the person who said it, but I saw it online, and it is something that I'm taking more serious now than ever. It is, if you care about it, you track it. And I'm not talking about like GPS tracking, but if you care about it, you track it. What do you mean? If you care about your diet, you start tracking what you're eating. If you care about how you're spending your money, you track how you spend your money. If you care about your business, you start tracking what your business is and is not doing. If you care about your results in anything, you start tracking it, you log it. Because when you log it, you can look back at the history, you can see what's going on with your system, what's coming in, what's going out, what's the process. You can start to see those no's, those data points, and you can start to refine your system. So if you care about it, you track it. Just start tracking your no's. Start tracking your no's. Do the 3-step process. Ask if it's a reasonable no. If it is, write it down, track it, adjust the system next, and then try again. That's all you need to do. And remember, no is just a data point. No is just another person's interpretation of how they are feeling about whatever that is that you're doing at that moment. It is not a reflection of what your worth is. And so just take that no in as a data point and do not take it personally. Because the best business people in anything get a lot of no's. When they started out, they got a lot of no's. A lot of the best businesses, when they started out, they got a lot of no's. Then they got that 1 yes, 2 yes, 5 yeses, 10 yeses. It's not about getting a whole bunch of yeses. It's about getting a whole bunch of no's. Because that is where the data is, and that is where you want to be, and that is what you want to be logging so you can refine your system. Stay wise. All right.